Well, a lot has happened in this world in the last century, and today's amazing Suncoast woman has been around for it all.
ABC 7's Linda Carson has more. Linda.
Faith Graves greets people at Westminster Towers in Bradenton, where she lives, by saying, "Now I'm fine because I'm 99." And she's packed those 99 years full of love, adventure, and giving to others. Faith's mother died when she was 8. Growing up, she had one ambition.
I wanted to marry a minister. Well, I went to Boston University and studied in the School of Religious and Social Work and got my degree. Didn't meet any ministers that I wanted to fall in love with.
She was teaching religion in Covington, Kentucky, when a young minister heading to Brazil as a missionary preached at her church.
Well, the Sunday we used to preach, I was all excited, going to meet this nice young minister. So we went to church. I sang in the choir, and as I sat there and listening to his sermon, a voice came to me saying, "This is the man you're going to marry."
After church, he asked her to lunch.
He said, "Would you marry me on the first date?" I said, "Well, I'll have to think about it and have to pray about it."
She really liked him.
Ellis was a handsome man. He was president of his debate club and could convince anybody of anything. So the next day when we met, I told him yes.
She and Ellis left for Brazil.
Arrived in Brazil. 2 days later, Pearl Harbor. So where there's no communication between families anymore, no letters, no way of getting through.
They spent 20 years in Brazil. Their 3 children were born there, and they returned to the States when Faith got breast cancer. Ellis preached at a Florida church.
They asked him to come back and be the pastor of Trinity Presbyterian Church in Clearwater. We were there for 14 years.
Then a terrible shock.
Then he had word from the doctor that he had a year to live.
Ellis resigned from his church and retired.
But the doctor made a mistake. He lived 20 years beyond that, fortunately.
They enjoyed retirement, but shortly after they moved to Westminster in Bradenton, Ellis died. But Faith is still involved in many activities and knits every day to help others.
And I usually make 3 or 4 sweaters a month, and they go to the migrants.
And her life lesson?
Remember all the good times. Forget the bad times. Faith turns 100 in November, and she has the energy and intellect of a 20-year-old. But once her birthday passes, she plans to tell people, "Greet me with a bow. I'm 100 now."